Well, the weather's finally starting to get warm now, and as you can see, the sun's out, and me and my buddy Cricket are just soaking up the rays.
Much like the Gigantopithecus, I am now exiting the cave into a world blooming with flowers and with local birds returning to the area. So while there may not be Sasquatch living in this particular cave, I do believe that some caves, maybe farther north and higher elevations, would be prime access points to pathways that will eventually lead you to a large population of Sasquatch living deep underground. The only way to prove this theory is to go somewhere farther north and to explore those caves for myself. The hawks are coasting in on the geothermal currents. That's because of all the hot air I've been blowing. But in all seriousness, this time of year there's a lot of warm air coming back to their area, which makes for a great fucking day here in the Poconos. It's hard to know which direction I want to take with this project, and it's real easy to get sarcastic this time of year. I'm just feeling a little anxious and a little pent up from all the cabin fever. Well, the winter weather is finally giving way to spring. As you can see, a lot of the warmer air is blowing in this time of year. I think personally it'd be a perfect time to go out in the woods looking for Sasquatch. If my theory is correct, then the activity should pick up this time of year, where these creatures will now go from the warm caves out to the surface where it's warm. And it's between the two access points, cave to cave, where I think we have the best chance of finding one of these creatures and catching it on camera. The air is sweet with the fragrance of colorful flowers, and the lengthening daylight brings a new sense of hope and rejuvenation to my project.
Well, it's April now, and as you can see, me and my hog are just hanging out, soaking up the rays. The sun's out. I think the warm weather is finally here to stay. And now it's perfect time of year to go looking for Sasquatch. This is a prime time of year that most of your Sasquatch activity is going to occur in its natural environment. And he's been sicking. Hey, easy! Cricket really is a gentle soul and so intelligent that sometimes I forget I'm hanging out with a pig. I envision a future where animals are living more harmoniously alongside humans and have more rights than they do now. In fact, if Sasquatch were to be discovered, I would hope that one day we were living in an interspecial community. And I think that animal rights is a good stepping stone on the way to that destination. Cricket and I have decided to revisit an area along the Delaware River. This time, we will be surveying the location from an aerial perspective with the use of a drone.
Now that it's springtime and the warm weather's finally here, you can see the water levels are rising. And this is actually a really good time of the year for Sasquatch to come to areas like this where food sources such as frogs, toads, and fish swimming in the river are much more readily available than any other time of year. As you can see, the lush vegetation would give perfect cover to anybody who might be coming by and allow the Sasquatch to go unnoticed. I'm excited at the prospect of my new drone and the purpose it will serve in detecting Bigfoot in the wild. I think that if utilized correctly, it could be an extremely valuable asset and perhaps the key into sneaking up on a Bigfoot and actually capturing it on video. I know that there's so much wildlife out there, and I hope to one day be able to capture a Bigfoot on camera as easily as I capture a deer. I still implement that plan that I initially had conceived, which involves the cameras mounted to the tops of the teepee poles. I tried to conduct these night investigations as often as I can, as long as the weather's permitting and I have my teepee available. Analyzing the coyote audio recordings after my night investigations has become something of a standard protocol. There's a popular theory amongst Sasquatch enthusiasts that Bigfoot somehow are coexisting with a coyote or share some type of symbiotic relationship with them. What I mean by this is that it's not uncommon to hear
Sasquatch vocalizations in conjunction with coyote howls. And this is why I think the audio recordings are so important. If I analyze them close enough, hopefully, I can find some type of proof of a Bigfoot call. It's a nice little scenic hike up to the waterfalls, and once you get here, it's actually more beautiful than you could be described on video. It's such a nice location to be able to explore during this time of year and be able to cross off my list as a potential location for a Sasquatch habitat. I'm not sure if there's ever been any sightings in this area. I just wanted to come here to help illustrate the diversity of the landscape in the entire Pocono. There's so many higher vantage points that if something was here, they would have spotted me a mile away and run away by now. And it's kind of pointless to continue the investigation too far into the woods. So far, the only evidence I've been able to procure have been a recording of the coyotes howling at night and video recording of the broken tree that I found in the woods. And both of those had occurred in the same location in upstate New York. It is clear to me now that I have to go to that same location if I have any hopes of coming up with any evidence. So I'm going to switch it up like the seasons and spring forward. See you out there.